matter what they say, words can't bring me down. So won't you let me down today? Marcus Conte reporting. What a great time to be alive if you're a Bernie Sanders supporter. If you were a Bernie tried and true and you never let go. You never let go of Bernie's burn, feeling the burn all the way from 2016. If you were still on board, you look like a rocket scientist. You, my friends, are right. And all the naysayers, all the people who defected to Trump, the guys like H.A. Goodman, that's online right now telling you why Bernie can't make it and Trump is great and all that shit, right? All that shit. You, my friend, you, Mr. Bernie Sanders supporter, are right. You were right all along. Bernie is winning. Bernie Sanders, the good senator from Vermont, is poised to win the Democratic primary, whether we like it or not. Now, of course, there is cheating. We know about the cheating. However, look, based on what's going on right now, it is now becoming indisputable that Bernie Sanders is poised to sweep Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and very likely destroy California. Wow. Super Tuesday is more than just California. You've got other states in there as well, but man, California is breaking already for Bernie effing Sanders. Look at this shit. So here's some of the fake polls. Polls are starting to happen now, right? So it's November. It's what are we? January 29. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to the Iowa caucus. 5 more days, right? Super Bowl Sunday is Sunday. We'll watch the 49ers and KFC or whatever, the Kansas City. KFC. Kansas City and 49ers are going to battle it out in the big Super Bowl, a big distraction. The big distraction before Iowa. And then Iowa is on Monday, and we're going to watch that. And Bernie Sanders is just fucking killing it. He's killing it in Iowa, and he's not even there. Imagine that. They can't stop him. They can't stop him, right? And you got a lot of these. The DNC is now going into overdrive, picking out the DNC, the Milwaukee committee, the committee that's going to oversee the convention in Milwaukee come summertime in July, right? When they nominate their candidate. And that's where they're putting in the cheating, right? But for now, right? The object for Bernie Sanders, all you can do against the establishment, all you can do, and I agree with this. Bernie Sanders has always said it. All you can do is win. What does that mean? All you can do is go into a state and petition the people. Go to the people and say, vote for me. And they'll say, why? Because this is what I stand for. And this is what I've always stand for. And you make your case. And if they vote for you, you're winning. You are winning in America. You are winning in America in a vote, in an election. That's the way it's supposed to be. Right? So when the people elect you and then you go into some shady ass rigged convention, you're the winner. You're the winner. And then how do the people overcome the margin of cheating? That's something else. So, and it also brings into question, is it actually a party of the people? So the latest in the polls are clear. In Iowa, Bernie Sanders is winning. He's winning by 24% over the nearest Biden. Well, Biden 15, Buttigieg 17, Warren 19. Right? In California, Biden 26, Warren 20. Biden 15. Sanders 26, Sanders 26, Biden 15, Warren 20. Right? Iowa, again, Sanders 30. Iowa, Sanders 19. I don't know about that. Iowa, Sanders 29 over 26 over Biden 25. All right, so look, New Hampshire, where's New Hampshire? And we'll just throw in one in New Hampshire for shits and giggles. Sanders 29 over Biden 22. Buttigieg 10. So that's going to be even more severe because New Hampshire's, what's the point? The point is, Bernie Sanders is still winning, right? And people are trying to bamboozle him, right? You saw these guys, right? You saw these guys. Great time to be a Bernie Sanders supporter. Feel the burn. Feel the burn. Feel the burn. I'm just a reporter. I'm just a reporter, but I am allowed to get excited over being right. I was right the whole time. They said, when you said Bernie Sanders, oh, he ain't running, he's too old. I said, Bernie Sanders is running. Oh, no, he's not going to run. Yeah, he's going to run. Is he running? Yeah, he's running. I said that all along, right? Could he win? Of course he could win. He's too old. No, he's not too old. I've been right the whole time. I have been right the whole time, man. Hey, listen, man, it ain't easy being me, right? So this jackoff, right? James O'Keefe, Mr. Propaganda, James O'Keefe, taking a stab at the good Bernie Sanders from the far right. Project Veritas has released a series of bullshit exposés, gotcha pieces on Bernie Sanders. Not necessarily Bernie Sanders, but Bernie Sanders' campaign. They've infiltrated Bernie Sanders' campaign, and they found a bunch of left-leaning kooks, and they're holding him up, especially in the areas of Oregon, or wherever the fuck these guys are, Iowa, wherever they are. They're planted all over the place, right? There's radicals everywhere in the world. That is not an indication. Look, I have how many? I don't know how many people. Maybe a couple of thousand people, 6,000, 7,000 subscribers. It's not a lot, but I would guarantee you, in that lot of people, you've got 10 far left kooks, guys that want to burn down the White House, right, and replace it with a different color house, right, or right wing guys that want to shoot the joint up, right? What am I? Am I responsible for everybody that chirps in on my site? No, not at all. Not at all. What do I care? I mean, what do I care? How? It's not that I don't care, but how could I possibly care? In the words of John Lennon had been asked many times before, do you feel a responsibility? Reporters would ask him, John Lennon, do you feel a responsibility? Do you feel responsible when you look out your window and you see all this anti-war stuff, this war movement, and people protesting in the street, and this non-conformity thing going on? Do you feel responsible for it? Is it your fault? And he's like, no. Why would I feel? My responsibility is to make songs. I'm a song and dance guy. That's the same thing Bob Dylan said. He used to laugh at it. Right? So the idea that Bernie Sanders is responsible for a bunch of left-leaning kooks is ridiculous. They have nowhere to go. That's the point. The far left, the extremes, are coming behind Sanders because why? Because they don't like the moderate Democrats. They don't trust them, and they don't trust Trump. So Sanders is really their only hope. So here's Mr. O'Keefe. He thinks he's got a gotcha. Just listen and let's break it down. Here's the latest Project Veritas gotcha piece on Bernie Sanders.
I'm an anarcho-communist.
Pretty much anarcho-syndicalism.
There's a lot of me's in the Bernie campaign. Bernie doesn't get the nomination in Milwaukee.
If Bernie Sanders doesn't get the nomination, Milwaukee will burn. Milwaukee being the host of the Democratic convention in July, right? I mean, we attract truly radical people, do we?
Attract truly radical people.
Before we watch this, I want to say also, I'm a goer of Bernie Sanders rallies. I think I've seen like 4 or 5 maybe at this point, maybe more. And I've never seen radical at all. I've never seen that. The 95, the bulk, the core of the people are the nicest people, cross-section of all kinds of people. I've been I went to a Bernie rally in New York after he conceded to Hillary Clinton. He did another rally. And one of the first, actually, in the Manhattan Convention Center or some shit over here. Right, and I went to it, and it was all union people, and it was, people all different colors, shapes, and sizes. And I've never seen any radicals. When there are radicals, you know what the Bernie people do? They go over and they say it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And they take a picture with you. They listen to you. All right. When there's Trump people protest, oh, fucking Trump motherfucker, fucking communist, socialist motherfucker. The Bernie people want to go over and take a picture with you. They're not afraid. They're not radicalized. That's my experience as a Bernie supporter since 2016, right from the beginning, and until now. I've never seen that kind of behavior, and I've watched, I don't know how many, 50 rallies I've watched, and I've never seen that kind of radical behavior. I've never seen it reported. So to believe that this is the majority of Bernie Sanders's people is just ridiculous. And in the guy's own words, he says, this is James O'Keefe, publisher of Project Veritas. The fact that the media is still silent about this is baffling. No, it's not. It's not baffling. It's baffling that you keep pushing it like it's supposed to catch on. Like thinking smart people that know the Sanders campaign are supposed to believe your bullshit. You're only going to sell this to right-wing kooks that are not paying attention, that think Bernie Sanders is a Russian agent or whatever. Right? Sell it to them. So we need to keep the pressure on them. If these videos featured staffers from the real Donald Trump campaign promoting violence, it would be front page news. All right. So you see what he's really made of. He's really just a propagandist. Right? Let's watch again, and I'll try not to interrupt.
I'm an anarcho-communist.
Pretty much anarcho-syndicalism.
There's a lot of me's in the Bernie campaign. Bernie doesn't get the nominations in Milwaukee with word.
I mean, we track truly radical people.
I walk into that MSNBC studios, drag those motherfuckers up by their hair, and light them on fire in the streets.
I'm ready to start tearing bricks up and start fighting.
It's going to take militancy.
I'm already on Twitter following numerous groups around the country that are ready to organize.
Like Antifa, yellow vests, all that, but keeping that in the back burner for right now.
I'll straight up get armed. I want to learn how to shoot and go train. I canvass with someone who's an anarchist.
I'm an anarcho-communist. I'm as far to the left as you can possibly get.
I canvass with someone who's more of a Marxist-Leninist. I'm a communist that believes in pretty much anarcho-syndicalism.
Gulag are actually meant like
Education. A lot of the stories we're told in the United States about the Gulag are exaggerated.
Our prisons in the United States right now are far worse.
We have more people in prison in this country right now.
That's kind of what Bernie's like, hey, for education, for everybody, because we're going to have to teach you not to be a Nazi.
What will help is when we send all the Republicans to the free education.
Greatest way to break a billionaire, go and break rocks for 12 hours a day. You're now a working class person.
Let's force them to build roads.
We need a federal government and a labor movement that is working together to strip power away from capitalists and
Like Bernie Sanders and a cabinet of people make all the decisions for the climate.
if necessary, just destroy property. And after we abolish landlords, we don't have to kill them. You know what I'm saying?
The message is young. Here's the deal, right? There's young people. They're all in their 20s. They're all white. They're 20s, and they know that the economy. They know that the shit is going bad, right? They know that we're on the wrong path. That opportunity for them is no longer there, and they're striking out. Right now, is violence the answer? No, violence is never the answer. Could it be the answer in a all-out revolution where, for example, I don't know, the bubble pops and the 1%, the billionaires, 2 million people scrounging for every penny they have and they become hunted? Is that a possibility? Is that a real world possibility where they would be tracked down and killed? Not really, but would they be tracked down and stripped of their resources and situations like that in a very extreme situation where an economy collapses? Yeah, it is true. We've seen it. We see it historically all the time. It happened in Yugoslavia, most recently, Kosovo. Right? Do these things happen? Do economies collapse? Well, that's what these guys are saying. They think that it is that They don't see a way of wresting power from the corporate elite. It's the same thing as the Trump people. The Trump people say drain the swamp. These kids are not saying it any differently, really. They're saying the same thing. They want to drain the swamp, except that they see the swamp as being the corporate elite, whereas the Trumpsters see the swamp as being the FBI and the CIA and the those kinds of deep state stooges, when the deep state is really the banking industry. So in my view, the people that are at least in the Bernie camp, the radicalized Bernie people, are really just they have their finger more on the problem than the Trump people. So just food for thought. It's another swing and a miss. I mean, the Bernie is rising. Bernie is on the fucking rise, and it's good. It's good. He's gonna win. He's gonna win. He's gonna win Iowa. He's gonna win New Hampshire. He's gonna win California. He's gonna win Nevada. Maybe he'll win South Carolina. It looks like he's losing. Biden is losing his grip on the blacks down there. So we'll find out. Mark Conte, reporting.